Hello people, you know what it is. This is the living legend. Yeah, I'm back at it again. Now I'm on more dreams, and it does not look like I have these dreams organized like I said. Oh, thank you for joining me in the Fassst Lane. Sorry about that. Forgive my manners. I'm upset with myself because I don't believe that I recorded my dreams in such a sloppy, haphazard manner. I don't do things like this, but I wasn't doing this for no one. No, I mean doing it for YouTube. But when I started this out. All right. Now where was I last? Okay. Oh, let's see. Give me a second. I just had the thing marked out. Oh, now I don't know when this was, so I need a pen or marker, so I don't have to repeat doing this. My goodness, I don't have a pen on me anyway. I'll have to remember this. Now, I'd fallen asleep one night. Now this is of course probably that was in March after the fast, probably April 2019. Now, I remember the dream I had on my birthday, so this isn't that. On all the days there isn't a pen in this car. My God. I hate being disorganized, and this explains it right now. Anyhow, now I'd fallen asleep and I felt a presence in my room. It was a man about 7, 8 feet tall. He was in the room. Now I don't know, I can't remember if I woke up and saw him or if I woke up and spun around. I don't know if I was awake or asleep. And when I turned around to where I felt his presence, he moved back into the wall. I may have been asleep when I spun around. And of course, Minister Ewing said that when you dream of people in black, especially dressed like how the guy was in black with a hat on, a big black hat on, and I couldn't see his face, that's someone doing witchcraft, a warlock no less. Well, anyway, the next dream, of course I rebuked that dream. Excuse me. I had another dream. Okay, I can tell you the dream before that. Minister Ewan had done I listened to one of his videos on your dead relatives coming to you in your dream. Now, years ago, I had a dream. I was on the beach, and the water was coming in and out, because I was facing the waves. Then all of a sudden, there's like this black portal opened up, and the waves were spinning around it, but it had nothing to do with the ocean. And this shadow of a man walked forward and stood at the mouth of the waves going round and around. And he just stood there looking at me, and I stood there looking at him. And for some reason, I got up. I felt I knew who that was. It was years later, I felt I knew who that was. And I realized that's one of the people that sold me out. Now, I rebuked that dream because that was like early 2004, 2005. I had to go back and rebuke that. Now, when Minister Ewan spoke about the dead relatives coming to you, I had a dream where I was standing on a hill. There was 2 hills. Where I was standing, there was like a dip. 100 feet away, there's another rising, equally as high as where I was. Now, on that side of the hill, there was this long line of people in black. They all had plates in their hands, waiting to go to this huge building. I couldn't see it, but I can tell from the way the light cast on the ground that it was at least 3 stories high. And I'm standing on my side of the hill, and 100 feet away, I'm like, what's going on over there? Is it a funeral? Well, and I was saying, it can't be a funeral, because usually at a funeral, people would be in clusters, but it was just one long line. Excuse me. So now, what was amazing, I saw one of my teachers. I love that woman to death. Now, this is when the dream got freaky. She was 100 feet away, but I was able to see her as if she's standing right beside me. And my heart jumped with joy for her. Then I saw one of the people come off the line, come gliding towards me. Then I realized that this was an older family member who had passed. And I'm like, now the thing is, the older family member was right beside me, just like the teacher, but the teacher was over there. I was able to see their face. And the elderly relative came down the hill, and she was walking funny. I said, why is she walking funny? But then how could she be walking like that if she's right here? I can see her face here, and she's moving. Then I realized she's gliding. Then I realized I was in a dream. And as the person came to me, they were in all black. I knew it was them, but I couldn't see their face because this lady had on a big black hat. And as she came to me, I woke up. And I remember when Minister Ewan said, you're dead. Family members, relatives, people you know, friends, should not be coming to you in the dream because they're dead. Their spirit is gone. So that's not their spirit. It is a monitoring spirit. And I jumped out of my sleep and I rebuked that dream. And it's a good thing I wrote it down because there's more going on in that dream. For one, my teacher I realized was a sweet tactic. It got me to know my God. And the relative, I almost hugged them. But because Minister Ewan had explained about what to look for when you see dead people come in your dream, I was able to realize that this was a dream trying to seal a covenant with me. So I got up and rebuked it. And while I was recording the dream, I realized what was going on. Just like he said, when you go to a banquet, a dream about a banquet is you being initiated back to the covenant. Well, anywho, now the building, I had another dream about that building after that. So I was able to rebuke my teacher, rebuke the family member, rebuke that slick move using my my teacher to melt my heart, to make it easier for me to hug my relative. And that banquet. People, you've got to study Minister Ewan's work. So when these things show up in your dreams, you know what they mean and you can deal with it. Now, I had a dream where I was at this banquet. And now it wasn't nighttime, but everyone was dressed up fancy. It wasn't black. Everyone was dressed up fancy like a 18th century ball. And the place where I went was like the size of, say, like a football stadium to hold like 40,000 people. And it was beautiful. Well lit, everything. And then there was this guy that was at my side. He was like my escort. Now, what was funny now, he was dressed in all black and I couldn't see his face. What got me is how I know it may be a relative or someone who knows me. The guy has my mannerisms. Or maybe he's just mimicking me or I'm being monitored. I don't know what to say about that. Just how I would hold the door for someone and tell them they could go in ahead of me. This person did it. When he walked, he walked with my gait as if he was mimicking me. And when I went into the first part of the ballroom, because it was huge, there's like 3 balconies of people, and everyone like raised their champagne glass to me, and I'm like, who are these people? And I keep looking at the guy to see his face. When I look at him, he would get taller. His head would rise up higher. And it got to the point that I looked up 100 feet in the air, and his head just kept going higher and higher and higher, so I couldn't see his face. I mean, as you would say, when you see things like that, that's people who you know. So while he was showing me, well, I was intrigued by the artwork and the architecture, so I studied all of it. And he put his hands behind his back while he walked with me as I, looked at the artwork and the decorations. And I said, hey, that's what I do when I'm with my niece and nephews when they were younger, to be patient with them. Oh, I have no patience for anyone except children and the elderly. So when I'm with them, I usually put my hands behind my back and walk. So that's when I realized this guy's mimicking me. Well, anyway, there was a mountain. When I say a mountain of food, literally a mountain of food on gold plates. I didn't eat anything because he offered me, did his hand, like he waved his hand for me to pick whatever I want. Every time I just shook my head because I was more interested in the artwork and the architecture and the design. So we went into a smaller room, which is even more elaborate. I thought the entryway and the balcony and all of that was elaborate. But we went into a smaller room, it's more elaborate. And again, more exquisite artwork. That caught my attention. So I looked at everything. Now there's a table made out of gold with food on it, with gold plates, with more decorations and more richer food. And he just waved his hands as to say, eat. Excuse me. Anyway, I can skip ahead because it was the same thing. The room he took me to another room, more exquisite, more beautiful decorations, more beautiful artwork. And again, gold table. Now it's less and less food, but the food got better and better. And I thought, nah, I would just look around at the artwork. So he take me through another door. This is the last door. There was this gold throne made out of light and crystal. Don't ask me, it was a dream. And he did like this, but I didn't see anything. So I didn't see anything. I continued looking around the room, and it was mostly gold, light, and crystal. Then out of nowhere, this hand came with a bowl made out of light, but it was gold. Hey, don't ask me. And on it was a piece of chocolate about the size of my fist. And a voice said, Peruvian chocolate of the most exquisite kind. I said, oh, wait. And I went to touch that. Then I woke up. And I was like, this sucker adopted to me within the dream. Because usually the beast would adopt to me after 3-4 dreams and realize, oh, that didn't work, this didn't work, that didn't work, this didn't work, let me try this. But he almost had me in 4 or 5 tries with the chocolate. The food didn't move me at all. But it was a chocolate, it was Peruvian chocolate, it was the size of my fist, and it was of the most exquisite kind. I almost got caught. But anyway, I got up, I rebuked the dream, I rebuked the guy who was introducing me, the big building. Now, once I got outside, because once I refused the chocolate, I was outside. And interestingly enough, I was on the right of the building, where the other dream was, where all these people were lined off in front of a building with a plate. And when I look up, I saw that this is the building that was casting the light in that last dream. And I remember Minister Ewing said that when you are at a banquet and you're being reinitiated. Now, another thing is, Minister Ewing says that once you are at these banquets and stuff, that means the fast had already worked. You've been freed and released from the covenant. Now the beast is trying to get you back to eat food, to have sex, to hug the dead, anything to get you back on that, get you back and belonging to him. So Like he says, when you see dreams like this, as bad as it is, rejoice. Now, I saw no reason to rejoice, but I understood what he was saying, so I agreed with him. I couldn't rejoice but I didn't rejoice at the time, because I saw to the extent your boy was sold to the beast. This was no joke thing, like how an examples Minister Ewan gave, where people would be at a table eating. I was at a banquet in a stadium with thousands of people. And that's the second time. And anyway, folks, that's 15 minutes. I try not to keep you longer than that. Thank you for joining me in the Fassst Lane. This is your boy, the legendary Jay Mack. I'm out.